Before I take another question, there were several questions that were asked of Jennifer Blumenthal and comments that were made. I think some of them were very important. I'd like to make a couple comments. John Reynolds talked about salaries, and he also talked about benefits. Well, John, today, in two of our departments, public safety, healthcare and benefit cost to the taxpayers is about $46,000, and that's above the salaries. So this is one of the reasons that this majority has initiated reducing the full-time staffs in both the police and fire department. In the police department, by hiring Class 2 police officers so that we can, through attrition, reduce the amount of full-time officers we have, hire Part 2s, and then when you get below that staffing level, you can then promote somebody into a full-time position. Every person that we don't hire saves the taxpayers over $45,000 in just benefits, plus the starting salary. And just as Jennifer stated regarding the overtime, our Republican counterparts have stated that you're spending all this money in overtime and it's ridiculous, you need to hire full-time people. Well, one of the reasons we're not hiring full-time people is just for the benefit purposes. We save an awful lot of money by making the initiatives that most questions in this room today were, how do we reduce the budget? And there's only one way you're going to stabilize your taxes. That's the amount of people that you hire and what you pay them. And you will see in the new contracts, you're going to see lower starting salaries. You're going to see lower increases. We've taken the initiative on longevity pay. Longevity pay is going to disappear. People that have it will be frozen at that level. New hires will not have longevity pay. These are initiatives that have been taken by this majority. All of a sudden, the minority is coming on board, but for 24 years, that has not happened. And one other point that I want to make. When we became the majority, we had over $4.5 million of unfunded liability. What that means is that current employees who've accumulated vacation and sick time, the city's on the hook to make that payment of $4.5 million. In 2013, the first year that we became a majority, we started a line item putting $200,000 a year towards a fund to offset that liability. In 2014, in this calendar year, this budget year, we've increased it to $300,000. So if you take that $300,000 away, you take away the $765,000 that the golf course lost, we actually reduced the budget year over year by $358,000. So the initiatives that we are taking as a majority is the reflection that you're going to see in the budget. So I don't want you to be fooled by political rhetoric that you may hear, that we are making structural changes, and as long as we remain the majority, we will continue to make structural changes to reduce the budget. And one other point, and I don't want to monopolize this, but this gentleman right here talked about privatization. The first year I was elected to council, 1 Democratic member versus 6. One of the very first things that I proposed was to privatize incrementally the lawn care service in the Public Works Department, which I think makes sense. So I think that your comments were spot on. I think it's something that we absolutely have to look at, and I think it is something that, if it proves, that it can save money, I think we should do it. Thank you.